All right, welcome back to Mind and Magic. This is a short little follow-up video to the Apple fees on Patreon video, where I explained that Apple was forcing Patreon to use its payment platform instead of their own payment system in their app because they wanted to charge them an excessive 30% fee for every transaction. And I talked about how if you were already signed up on Patreon, that you were fine. And Patreon had confirmed that as long as you're already signed up through its own payment platform and nothing changes, meaning you aren't canceled and have to re-sign back up, then you will continue to use Patreon's payment system and avoid the 30% fee. And then I mentioned that hopefully you'll be able to upgrade your tier, change tier levels without having to pay the 30% fee to Apple. But apparently that is not the case. Patreon had gotten back with me. If you switch tiers, the new payment would use the Apple Pay if you're on an Apple device, and you would be charged the fee. But they also let me know that the workaround for it would be to sign up on a PC, computer, or other non-Apple device so you can get your billing started on the non-Apple device and then just log in on the app on your Apple device. Just sign in with your credentials and you should be good. And then that is a way to avoid the extra 30%. So if you're on an Apple device and you're thinking about signing up for Patreon, or you're a member already and you want to switch tiers, doing so from a non-Apple device, such as your home computer, will save you the extra 30%. They're only forcing their Apple Pay platform through the Patreon app found in their Apple Store. So it's not the best news, but at least there's a workaround because I don't want anyone paying more than they should, especially a ridiculous fee for just having downloaded the app from their store. I find that to be quite excessive and is why I'm bringing it to everyone's attention. And speaking of Patreon, there is some news to go over with the Godform tier, and that is we are full again. And we have been for quite some time, but then somebody dropped out, which then left an opening. And I don't know how this happened because I went and checked to make sure that the tier level was closed and limited, but for some reason it let in a few other people. And so now we're over full. I only have so much room on the altar, and I'll find a way to make it work. But the point is we are full again, and no openings will be available until the people drop out. And when that happens, the openings will be going off of a waiting list, which was already in place. When somebody dropped out this time, the person on the waiting list was sent an email letting them know that there was an opening, and somehow a couple extra people got in. In any case, the waiting list will be first come, first serve. However, with existing patrons getting top priority because I already have their name and email. So if you want on the waiting list, let me know. Just send me a DM on Patreon, and I will put you on the waiting list so that when an opening does arise, I would send you an email letting you know that an opening is available. You know, I love all my patrons. The Godform tier has been excellent, and I wouldn't want to see any of them go. I have some people that's been in there from the beginning, have never left, and then others have been there for, well over a year. They are a behind-the-scenes vital part of Mind and Magic in this channel, and they have my gratitude. I don't want to see any of them go, and I would make every effort to get them back in if something did happen and they dropped out. But sometimes they may not be able to, at least for the time being, and then that's when I would turn to the waiting list. So if you're interested in being on it, hit me up, shoot me a DM, or send me an email. I really don't like to give that out publicly, but a lot of people already have it. And those people that have it can send me an email if they're interested. So those are some quick but important updates concerning Patreon, and I will see you next time. Take care.